be able to help provide some answers on our path to be able to help not just understand women, but I'm trying to be a student and learn as much as I can learn as well. And I want to welcome, actually, she is brought to you by InspirationalLifestyles.com, and I want to welcome Miss Diane to High Level Radio. Diane, how you doing, dear?
Oh, fantastic. How about you, Charles?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I want to thank you for taking the time out. Happy holidays, of course. Let me start off by saying that.
Thank you, and same to you. I loved your introduction. You're very charming.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. See, you're making me blush. That's and that's hard for me to do. That is hard for me to do, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, I thank you for coming on and being able to help shed some light or help inspire some people out there, not just including myself, but of course women, because one thing that I do want to see leaving 2012 going into 2013 is a better understanding on how we can be able to uplift our ladies on a mental strength, stability when it comes to that as well. So I want to, first off, before we get into any questions, let the world, let the universe know exactly who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, my name is Diane DiDonato, and I'm the founder of Inspirational Lifestyles. And what it is, Charles, we get together and we have transformative events. And what I've recently done is I've created guided meditation CDs. And I have about 20 of them. They're very creative, and they're not like your typical guided meditation CDs that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, I mean, today's women are, they're getting married later.
Right.
They're having babies later, and they make up to 50% of the workforce. So the roles in the families have shifted a little bit. It's not like June Cleaver. Do you remember Leave It to Beaver?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love those shows.
Oh, I know, me too. They're so classic.
Yes.
So what it is that, our as you say, our ladies have so much more responsibility outside of the home as well. So, it's being different from our grandmothers. Women are enhancing their own economic well-being and getting more education and getting higher professional jobs, and with that comes more responsibility in their day-to-day stuff. So a lot of them I hear, where I'm stressed, like there's not enough time in the day. So it's really important that they take care of their inner self as well.
When it comes to that, and to me, that's always been, and I'm saying this as a guy looking on the outside, not knowing the certain things and certain things that a woman go through as far as their emotional challenges and things like that. So as a male, and plenty of men are listening tonight, how can we be able to not just help nurture, but to spot certain things if a woman is not feeling emotionally together, meaning strong enough, or how can we do it in a way where it won't be degrading or demeaning towards a woman when we're trying to assess those things?
Well, I mean, it all has to be done. First of all, women don't like to be told what to do. We like it better when a guy listens to us and not to solve our problems. So it's the way that, my husband and I, we've been married for over 30 years, so things get a lot, amazing. So for us, it's fantastic. However, it's always in the delivery. And, when you see these things, because you being with the person that you care for, your partner, you will notice that, if she gets too stressed or if there's always anger or something, then something is off. So like I said, it always goes back to the inner self and taking care, because women are nurturers. We're always giving out all the time. So therefore, it's important that they give themselves the time, even if it's only 10, 15 minutes a day. A lot of women, it just gets to be sometimes too much. So I guess what I'm saying to you, Charles, it's in the delivery of how you give the message, because guys are not are psychologists, really. I mean, we're there to be together to support one another, right?
Right, right.
So when you do see these things, it's coming at it like as if it's a friend with respect.
Mm-hmm. You know what, and I completely agree with that, just for the simple fact that men are like that too. It's, you don't want to trample over a wounded ego in a sense, because the moment you say some things that may not, to me, I think anybody's job is to listen and to be encouraging. And if there is constructive criticism, there is a way it could be done without it being someone being at fault, right?
Right. I agree. And I think that's the most important thing in a relationship, Charles. Like, if you have respect, you can get through anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times I find that, familiarity breeds contempt,
Right.
So if there's that, that friendship that you have for one another, that respect you have for one another, then things become a lot easier to handle.
I agree completely. You brought up June Cleaver. There's plenty of sitcom moms from back in the day that I completely love. Like, it's funny that you mentioned her. And one of my questions that I had when I knew I was going to have you on tonight was just the evolution of just women in general and the role that they play now. I mean, you said a lot about the women in the workplace, the women being at home, being moms, being career women as well. It's not going to be like it was back in the 50s, 60s, or whatever you want to call it, where the woman was just always at home cooking, cleaning, doing X, Y, Z. How do you think the women nowadays have handled the role that they have and the importance of it compared to back in the day?
How have they handled it? I believe that we've been put into this just as by the seat of our pants. It's a survival. I would think it would be a survival thing. Like, I know for myself, I worked and I had an amazing job. And I worked for the largest automotive parts manufacturing company in North America. And I have, I have two boys, and I was traveling a lot. So for me, it was, I'll be honest with you, Charles, I was just getting by because life is just so fast and busy.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And, the time that I did have off, I really, really enjoyed my kids because I found that they grew so fast. So it's just, becoming accustomed to what's being thrown at us because, I think, we're evolving. Everybody's evolving, and it's going so fast. And there's technology, and, things are just very quick now. Everything's fast-paced.
I think with the evolution of everything, like you said, television, online, internet, etc. I mean, we have gone so fast compared to, pretty much how we grew up. I mean, we grew up in a evolving decade or generation or whatnot, but to me now it just seems like everything is just going supersonic speed where people, sometimes can't slow down enough to say hello. And and my one of my things out there that I wanted to make a point of, and kind of ask you this in a sense, where it's just because it is going so fast, and you have so many people that seems to be in a hurry. What happened to staying still long enough to encourage and embrace and love and the concept of marriage? And I'm hearing you talk about 30 years of being married to your husband, and to me that's unheard of nowadays, right?
Yes, that's so true. It's so true. And that's why it's important that, I know that even when I was busy working, we always had made time for each other. Mm-hmm. And, we'd have date nights. And what we would do is we'd sit down and have a coffee in the morning before we started our day and just shared maybe 5-10 minutes, to have that special time. Because, working all day and then coming home and preparing dinner and, cleaning up and making lunches and doing homework, and there's hardly any time left, really. So, when you do have those moments, it's really revel and enjoy. And what we did was, too, as a family, is we became physical, so we did a lot of activities together. We swam with them, we went for family walks and stuff like that. So that's important as well.
Are we ever going to get that kind of, to me it takes work, of course, but are we going to ever get that kind of attention to detail, now more so than ever because of all the distractions going on? Because people, you know how it is nowadays, Diane, they break up with, couples break up over cell phone text messages or Facebook or tweet messages or whatever, and to me that's sad, because that takes the passion out of actually, a one-on-one conversation. It seems like you can be in one room and I can be in the other room, and we're texting out our feelings instead of actually going and sitting and talking to you face to face to do it.
I'm so happy you said that. It's so true. You know what? But everybody's different the way they communicate, and that's why it's really important that we make a commitment to each other for the sake of relationships and to keep things going, because, we're the ones that are leading by example. We are teaching our kids. Mm-hmm. And it's really important, like you say, about the respect. Like, this is how we respect one another. I have friends that want to text all the time. I'm not a texter. I want to hear someone's voice. Right. I want to hear the emotion in it. I want to hear the passion in it, like you said, Charles. Mm-hmm. It's so important.
And to me, I just think, Diane, we have to get to the point where we have to bring that back. It shouldn't have to be foreign, especially in relationships too. Any kind of relationships, marriage, relationships with your kids, everything that kind of evolves and is important for, like you said before, nurturing a situation, a relationship, or a friendship either, for that matter. To me, it's one of those things that just, it's missing and we can't find it. We have to do certain things to find it, right?
That's right. Yes, and that's how we create intimacy, really. Exactly. And that's so important. Like, I don't know about you, but every time I call a place, oh my goodness, they put you on hold and press number 1 to speak to this and that. By the time you press all these buttons, you're lucky if you get to speak to a real live person. Exactly. And see, you're about to take me back to when I remember if I needed anything on a customer service level, it was maybe a couple of, not even a couple, maybe 1 or 2 probably buttons you would press, and there you are. You would have a live person there to be able to help you through your problems. And now here we are in 2012, going into 2013. You have all these automated things. The grocery store. They have those self-service. They just want to get you out of there. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? So, I wanted to just kind of throw that out there, Diane, just to kind of let not just you but the listeners be aware that it's. Even though it's fast-paced, we still have to, find ourselves some time to slow down and appreciate not just, the surroundings that you have, but even pay attention to yourself and what you need to get better and grow and evolve, right? Exactly. I agree.
And I have a very strong belief in marriage, and it's kind of tying into everything that we were just talking about tonight. And Diane is our guest on High Level Radio, brought to you by Nexxlegacy Radio. And I feel when it comes to marriage, and with all the divorce rates, and like I said, I'm proud of that 30 years that you're celebrating. And to me, like that is the one of the best accomplishments you can hear someone say. I've been married 30 years. We're still doing it. It's still a good thing, and I enjoy it. Why is it a foregone conclusion when it comes to just the sanctity, if you will, of marriage? What happened to it?
I'm not an expert in that, Charles, but I do have, I see a lot of people, and, it's a lot of it comes from their upbringing as well, and what they were exposed to. So instead of saying, I'm going to break this, and I'm going to make this work and change the patterns, and take care of myself, because really, when a person feels strong within, and they're emotionally, balanced, and they're taking care of themselves, then it's a lot easier to get along with another person, because a lot of relationships are a reflection of what's going on inside ourselves as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You made a perfect point, and I've preached this, talked about this, said this on many occasions, live radio, or even having one-on-one conversations with anybody. And to me, it's you will not be able to do anything if you cannot start with loving who you are and being comfortable in your own skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's important for people to have, because people, a lot of people have those out-of-body experiences where it's just like, you're so busy and you're going so quick, fast, and you want to just go ahead and do for everybody else, but, you can't go anywhere, you can't function, you can't be the kind of person you're striving to be unless you take care of you, and that's important.
Exactly. And that's why I also created these guided meditation CDs as well, Charles, because what they do is they equip you to, go into your inner self and to give yourself that time. They're only about 10, 15 minutes long. And what it does is it improves your outlook, self-confidence. Things become a lot clearer. Relationships get a lot better and easier. So it's creating the inner peace. It's mood lifting. Gives vibrant energy. So just doing that for yourself is such a big gift, because you're not only giving it to yourself and you're going to be benefiting from it, other people will see it and feel it as well.
So they can actually get these CDs on your website, right, if they go to inspirationallifestyles.com?
Right, they're downloads. I have 20 of them. And what it is I guide you with my voice, walking you through subliminal messages and relaxing visualizations. And what I've done is I've used the animal kingdom, and I've taken nature sounds. They're filled with insight. There's symbolism as well. And I've chosen different instruments with world music vibration, because, animals have such a beautiful instinct and survival skills, and they have messages to tell us. They have certain traits and everything. So, I've chosen, like, let's say the giraffe or zebra or elephant, and I also have the lion, and I've used the tabla and the shanai and, all different kinds of instruments. And it's not like the boring CDs out there. They're very, very different.
I'm seeing and I'm looking, Diane, I'm seeing the tiger, polar bear, peacock, lion,
there you
horse,
go, yeah.
And to me, it's not only is it broken down in different series, like Diane said, but they're cheap. They're only $3.99, and it's perfect, and you can be able to get it, download it. You can even play a demo before you purchase it. You could add it to your cart. You know what? 2013, I'm going to download a handful of these before the night is over, for sure.
Do you know what it is, Charles? It's empowering. That's what it is. It's empowering. And, 20 million adults in the U.S. do it. Scientific research shows it changes metabolism, blood pressure, physiology. It increases the feel-good hormone. It's called endorphins. Do you work out?
Yes, I do.
Like, especially when you get to a certain point, or even runners, it's called a runner's high. And that's the endorphins. That's the feel-good hormone. So people sleep better. They're calmer. A lot of movie stars meditate. I couldn't believe how many movie stars meditate. And even Oprah said she feels 1,000 times better when she does.
Right. I just think it's important. Hey, whatever Oprah says, it's golden for a lot of us, right? And a lot of people will be shocked and amazed that if you actually do, and I've meditated, and I need to. That's one of the things I have to do more is do it consistently. Because to me, if you do it in bits and pieces, you're never going to get the full. You're never going to get the full effect of what it really and truly means, not just to you spiritually, but physically as well. So, meditating is important, and the people out there just, listening, be like, okay, well, meditation, I've never done it before, but the best thing you can do, Diane, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if you try it and you stay on schedule and be consistent, you're going to be able to notice the difference, not right away, but you'll be able to actually, start feeling certain things change about your mental health going forward, right?
Well, not only mental, but emotional, physical, your overall well-being. Like, people do change, and it doesn't take months and months. Or, I used to believe that you have to be a guru or turn into this pretzel pose kind of position, but that's not true at all.
Right.
Whereas these guided meditation CDs, that's where they are. I've made it so easy and effortless. All you have to do is press the pause button on your life for 10 to 15 minutes. What could be more important than your overall well-being?
I agree. And especially now, we've said it, minutes ago, as chaotic and crazy as this world may be, you're going to have to shut something down for 15 minutes or so just so you can be able to have some you time. And a lot of hardworking moms out there, and even if you're not a mom, I mean, just a career businesswoman is out there. Well, I work 14, 15, 16 hours a day. Even if you do those type of things, if you schedule it in somewhere where you can just be able to have that time to yourself, it's going to pay dividends, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, there's a medical doctor that I know, and he meditates twice a day, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the afternoon. See, what I'm doing, Charles, is I'm taking the myth and mystery out of meditation. Because a lot of people think, well, this, that. No, and some people go into this nothingness, and there's this, what I call monkey mind. That's not what this is about. Guided meditation is exactly what it says. You're being guided through effortlessly, and you will get into the zone very quickly. It does not take long at all. So, having these beautiful effects on your overall health is fantastic. It's not even just for women, but for men as well.
Trust me, as someone that's getting back on that bike of meditation, I'm completely in agreement, because the times, and true story, the times, well, like I said earlier, Diane, it was a point in time where I actually, I didn't schedule it consistently like I should, but when I did, there was a complete change in just, I've always prided myself on being a positive person, but it just seemed when I did it consistently, it just seemed like a lot of what my outlook was on certain things just was in a broader perspective. It just made everything a little bit more clear and a whole lot more focused on, certain tasks, certain things that I needed to do, and my behavior was always on point, but it was even more so throughout the day, even if I had stressful days at work or anything. It was always good. So that was one of the promises I made to myself, was to get back on board and take care of myself, because that actually made me feel good when I was meditating. It was a good look. I loved it.
Exactly.
And I think I'm going to inspirationallifestyles.com tonight and getting those trilogy sets. I think I need to do that.
That's great.
That works out.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun, Charles.
Yeah, I think I need to do it.
Oh, well, do it. Go for it.
Not just me. Everybody listening. Everybody out there is listening right now. I encourage you to go ahead and hit up inspirationallifestyles.com, and please go get it. It's, if you don't want to get the trilogy sets, there's singles. You can get singles, and it's available for you to download now. Not now, but right now. You can go ahead and get it.
Exactly.
It's right there for you. Diane is our guest on High Level Radio, and you are active in social media, of course. You do have a Twitter available that people can actually go to, of course, right?
Yes, I do.
And people can go to Inspired by Diana on Twitter, and you're on Facebook as well?
Yes, I am. Yeah, Inspirational Lifestyles.
Okay, Inspirational Lifestyles. What are those myths or those misconceptions about the meditation process that you would like to address as far as it being either fact or fiction?
Well, a lot of people feel that they have to do it, for a certain length of time, or they have to chant, or they have to go to this nothingness, or there's a religious connotation attached to it, or it's too difficult, or they can't do it, whereas it's the complete opposite.
Right.
Guided meditation will lead you, will guide you, and you will gain so much insight. Like Albert Einstein, I was reading, he quoted that it was really valuable thing to do, and what it did was it enhanced his intuition through meditation, and he said he found answers before he ever even asked them.
Wow. Okay.
And Walt Disney, he said if you can dream it, you can do it.
Yep.
Richard Gere, Tina Turner, Michael Jordan, there's so many. Paul McCartney, Jack Nicklaus, Jeff Bridges. There's so many. Patti LaBelle, Danny Glover, Jessica Alba.
Yeah, there's a handful of, like you said, celebrities that use it, and they stay in tune because you know the life of a celebrity, depending on who you are, can be extremely tiresome and troublesome, and and everything under the sun. And it's good to be able to hear these celebrities, happily say that, what, meditation is a good look. It's a good thing to do. Before I let you go, and of course people can go and check out inspirationallifestyles.com, and please go ahead and get those singles or trilogy sets like I Am Tonight. That is my pre-New Year's gift from me to me. I think I'll do that. I think that'll work out perfect. Before I let you go, hypothetically, as far as going into 2013, what would you, Diane, like to see going forward into this new year, as far as just the evolution of our strong women out there, even men, and just certain things? What would you like to see in 2013 that was completely different than this year?
I'd like to see people committing and taking care of themselves, men and women. It's about empowerment. It's about inner peace and happiness. It's about being grounded and really enjoying their lives. Because like you said earlier, Charles, we live in a society where everything is so fast-paced. And just stopping and, even just going back to the simple things and enjoying the simplicity in our lives.
I think that's extremely important, and I'm hoping that we can be able to see a lot of what we need to that is important in 2013, because 2012 and even beforehand, it's always chaotic. Not just a lot of lives lost, but also just a lot of disconnect, I feel, with people paying attention to each other. But like you said before, people paying attention to themselves, because I think if you start with yourself, you can clean up your own house before you start cleaning up the houses of others, I feel.
Exactly.
And I would like to thank you for taking the time to hang out with me. And I also need a favor. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Come and hang out with me anytime again. And you said something about my voice being soothing. Your voice is extremely soothing. So, I can, that's why I can't wait to go on your website and just go purchase it, because your voice will be on a handful of those, right?
It will, on all of them, and it sounds really different with the music. So I know you're really going to enjoy it, Charles. By the way, what is your favorite animal?
You know what? My favorite animal is I've always been a fan of giraffes. Giraffes has just been I've been a fan of giraffes. I have no particular reason why, but giraffes have always been a favorite.
Well, the giraffe has an inner knowing and encourages you to take risks, and it has one of the biggest hearts. So with the giraffe, you journey into the savannah with an open heart. And I have modern Indian music with the Chennai tabla. Okay. And the elegant characteristics of the giraffe are you're very perceptive, intuitive. You're able to reach great heights. And the giraffe can see behind, beside, above, and in front. And the giraffe is peace-loving.
See? I always knew why I liked giraffes for some reason. I always knew that.
Well, that's why I like you, Charles. You must have a big heart.
Hey, you know what? I try. I always feel like I'm put here to serve and just to be able to do things positive. So, you know, I'm always going to continue that passion. No matter what goes on in this crazy world, I'm always going to keep the kind of inspired goal that I have, just to be able to let people know that too. So I appreciate you catching that for me, Miss Diane.
I love what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And don't be a stranger, and I will make sure that I will stay in contact with you as well. And I wish you and your family a happy holidays and a happy new year, and let's talk again soon.
I'd love that, Charles, and same to you.
All right. You take care.
And all to your listeners as well.
All right. Blessings to you. And you can be able to go to inspirationallifestyles.com to be able to check out this young lady, Miss Diane's. Grab the singles, grab the trilogy sets, get everything you can possibly get now before, not just before the new year, but you can actually go ahead and just make that a possible goal for you to set and just be consistent with it as well. So, Diane, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
All right. Take care. That is Miss Diane, life coach.
Nexxlegacy.